Hey! I was thinking about the tricksters that we've seen so far. Are there any good tricksters? You know, ones who aren't constantly tricking others for their own benefit, or casually creating these life or death situations to test those around them? Well, let's see. Maui? Wait a second. Isn't Maui a hero? How does that work? Is he a trickster or a hero? Today, let's describe Maui's origin story and his role in Polynesian mythology. Then, we can break down what ideals Maui really represents. Take out your guided notes and let's begin! Wow! Welcome to Hawaii. It's part of Polynesia, a region spanning thousands of miles across the Pacific Ocean. Maui stories are told throughout Polynesia, though they vary slightly from place to place. This makes Maui a powerful link, connecting many cultures with similar beliefs and values. Let's explore one version of his origin story. Think about Maui's characteristics. Are there any trickster traits you notice? When Maui was born, his mother, believing him to be lost, wrapped him in her hair and cast him into the sea. But the waves cradled him, and the ocean delivered him to the shore. There, his divine ancestor, the Sky Father, found him and raised him as a demigod. As Maui grew, so did his curiosity and cunning. One day, taking the form of a bird, Maui spread his wings and flew across the ocean to find his family. He snuck into a gathering of his elder brothers and took his place among them. When his mother noticed,
Hey!
She denied him. Maui sighed dramatically and turned to leave. All right, I'll go. Maybe I'm not your son. I'm just a child who was wrapped in hair, tossed into the sea, and raised by the gods. But this convinced her, and his brothers accepted him, and Maui joined the family. Okay, that sounds like a hero's origin story to me. But does Maui have any qualities of a trickster? Highlight any evidence of it in his origin story. Did you notice how he snuck into his family's gathering? And the way he convinced them to accept him? Classic trickster cleverness. Oh, and his transformation into a bird is another trickster ability. Plus, birds represent the freedom of traveling between divine and human worlds. This shows Maui can do that too, which is a hallmark of legendary tricksters. Maui goes on some extraordinary adventures that are celebrated across Polynesia. Let's look closer at a couple and see what we can learn about this culture. As we read the next two stories about Maui, pay close attention to what his goals are and how he achieves them. It'll tell us a lot about the ideals of the Polynesian people. First up, Maui and the Big Fish. One early morning, Maui's older brothers decided to go fishing without him. Jealous of his cleverness and a bit wary of the chaos his magic often stirred up, they snuck off in silence. But Maui was one step ahead. He had hidden in their canoe. When he revealed himself, the brothers groaned. But Maui promised to take them to the perfect fishing spot. You see, Maui had brought his magic fishhook, a gift from his grandmother, and when he cast his enchanted line, he said a prayer to the god of the sea. Then the ocean trembled. His hook snagged something massive. The canoe lurched, the water churned, and Maui shouted, "Paddle, paddle hard, and whatever you do, don't look back, you'll scare the fish." The brothers paddled like their lives depended on it. When they finally turned to see what Maui had caught, Maui grinned. He hadn't caught a fish. He tricked them into pulling up the great islands from the ocean depths and created new land for his people. That's the legend of how the Hawaiian Islands were formed. Let's read another. Keep looking for what's motivating our trickster in Maui and the Goddess of Fire. One day, Maui noticed people didn't have fire. Their food was cold and their homes were dark. But Maui knew where to find it. His grandmother, Mahoika, was the goddess and guardian of fire. Maui journeyed to the underworld to find Mahoika and greeted her with his usual charm. "Grandmother, could you spare a flame? My family needs warmth and light." Touched, Mahoika plucked a fiery fingernail from her hand and gave it to him. But Maui, on his way out, snuffed out the flame and returned to her. "I lost it," he said. So she gave him another nail, and another, and another. Each time, Maui accidentally lost the flame. When only one nail remained, Mahoika saw she had been tricked. Enraged, she hurled her last flame to the ground. Maui fled as fire roared after him and spread over the earth. But Maui called for rain to save the land. Afterward, Mahoika hid her last remaining embers of fire inside the trees. And back home, Maui taught people the secret that fire could be drawn out from the wood. Okay, Maui's definitely a trickster. He's unpredictable, deceptive, and even risks angering a goddess. But to what end? Go back and highlight what Maui achieves in each legend. Nice work! First, he creates new land for his people by fishing up islands from the deep sea. Then he brings them fire, not by simply handing it over, by the way, but by teaching them how to make it themselves. Now let's think. If ideals are goals, principles, or standards that people strive for, what do Maui's triumphs tell us about the ideals of the Polynesian people? What do they strive for? Maui's triumphs tell us that the Polynesian people strived to master the forces of nature through ingenuity. When Maui forms new islands, he's shaping the world for generations to cultivate them. And stealing fire was all about giving people access to knowledge that would empower them to advance. As a demigod, after all, Maui embodies struggle between divine power and human potential. By using cleverness and courage to challenge what's possible, he inspires people to harness nature, not just survive it. Come to think of it, inspiring future generations, showing so much courage, that does kind of sound heroic, doesn't it? Well, what is his role in Polynesian mythology then? Hero or trickster? Take a minute to describe his unique role in your notes. Maybe you agree with me. I think Maui is both. What he does and why he does it is undeniably heroic. He's dedicated to transforming the world to benefit humanity. But how? That's where his trickster side comes in. Maui uses his cleverness to bend the rules, mislead others, and take risks that most wouldn't. Let's just call him a hero and a trickster. All right! We unlocked the Codex page. Now you'll read another legend in your lesson materials and complete the online practice. I think I'll hang out here for a while. Remember, stay legendary. Hey.